putting you two together. Do you and Mendes have like anything beyond this film? Or?
No, to be honest, I barely even know him.
Okay.
to be honest, you know what I mean? We're not like, we're cool, but he's not like my homie. You know what I mean? It's not like that. And he just got casted in the film, and here we are.
Part of the problem with this whole thing was, Tamar, is that I was never comfortable with the relationship that you and Mendes had in front of me, okay? All of that, you at the music video shoot, in your booty shorts, sitting on top of him meeting us up at restaurants every time we met up, I was very uncomfortable.
Sit down, because what I'm about to tell you is absolutely unhinged. We've got cheating allegations, STI accusations, Funky Dineva with receipts longer than a CVS receipt, and Yandy Smith ready to fight the entire internet. Chile, grab your snacks, lock your doors, and put your phone on Do Not Disturb, because this tea is scalding, and we are about to dive all the way in. So, allegedly, and I cannot stress that word enough, Mendes Harris has been out here moving mad reckless, and the streets are saying he got caught up with Tamar Braxton of all people. Yes, that Tamar, the one with the voice, the drama, the whole situation. And now it's a whole mess.
And for the most part, I have always minded business that paid me. That's why every time I seen Mendes out with a girl, what's the girl name? Angie, that's married at MTK, and I seen them a few other places. And I got pictures too. I usually just mind my business, but tonight you really tried it. I told you not. How you gonna want to be a cheater and be scared that your husband gonna find out? You just created so much commotion tonight. Somebody could have ended up
Funky Dineva is exposing everybody. Yandy is big mad. Tamar is denying everything like her life depends on it. And Mendes, well, allegedly he admitted to the whole thing and then made it worse by accusing Tamar of giving him an STI. I cannot with these people. Okay, so allegedly Mendes finally came clean about messing around with Tamar after Funky Dineva put him on blast. Now, any normal person would have just apologized, begged Yandy for forgiveness, and disappeared into witness protection for a few months, right? Wrong. Because according to the streets, this man decided to escalate the situation by claiming that Tamar gave him an STI. Sir, you already admitted to cheating, and now you want to throw more gasoline on the fire? And listen, Yandy, Yandy is livid.
And if we gonna tell it, let's tell it all. So since you were throwing a party for a friend's birthday party, do y'all want to know why I did not get out the car and go upstairs with Tamar when we got back to her house? Because after her and Mendes got through kissing in the back of that goddamn car, I figured they wanted to be up there privately. That is why when we got dropped off at Tamar's house, I did not go upstairs. I got in my damn car and went home because you was sitting on his lap in that goddamn Uber.
The word on the street is that she's calling out Mendes left and right, threatening Tamar, yes, threatening her, and basically clowning this entire situation publicly. Can you blame her, though? Imagine finding out your man allegedly stepped out with Tamar Braxton and caught something in the process. The level of disrespect is astronomical. Yandy out here having the worst week of her life while the internet is making memes. It's messy, it's chaotic, and honestly, it's getting messier by the second. Now, let's talk about Miss Tamar Braxton, because allegedly she is the reason we're even in this situation. See, the streets are claiming that Tamar made some slick comments about Funky Dineva a while back, and she severely underestimated how petty that man can be.
We gonna say that didn't happen. We gonna sit up here and say, after he was digging in between your thighs at that Ruth Chris, and he got up and went to the bathroom, that the conversation was, y'all, I can't. He just my friend. He just my friend. I can't. I mean, and then I said, Tamar, ain't he married? He ain't married.
Funky does not play when it comes to his reputation. Honey, you come for him, he's coming back with receipts, timestamps, Google Earth coordinates, and your mama's maiden name. So Tamar allegedly thought she could throw a little shade and keep it moving. Wrong. Funky decided to spill all the tea, and now we're here watching the circus unfold in real time. But wait, it gets better. Tamar went on the Morning Hustle radio show trying to clear her name, and she straight up said she barely knows Mendes. She was like, I don't even know him like that, girl. The fans immediately pulled up old videos and pictures of Tamar and Mendes hanging out, looking real comfortable, laughing it up like they were besties. The internet said, oh, so we're lying now, and just demolished her whole denial.
You gonna sit up in my face? You gonna sit up in my face with your 3 faces and tell me that you and Mendes did not have a conversation at that table in Ruth Chris about him putting out a statement about him and Yandy not being together no more? We really gonna do that? And he said he did a version of the letter on ChatGPT. And then you started laughing back and was like, no, you gotta go back and rewrite it to kind of make it sound like it's you. We gonna say that didn't happen?
You can't claim you don't know somebody when there's video evidence of you vibing together. Come on now, Tamar. We have Google, we have archives. So, allegedly, and this is coming from an insider who's supposedly close to the situation, Mendes is now claiming it was just a one-night stand. Just one night of poor decision-making. He allegedly told people that he regrets it, that it was a mistake, and that it didn't mean anything. Okay, cool. But you still cheated, my guy. A one-night stand is still cheating. You don't get bonus points for only doing it once. But then, it gets worse. Allegedly, he started claiming that Tamar didn't disclose some kind of medical condition to him beforehand. So now he's out here playing victim like she didn't tell me. Sir, you were the one who was married and decided to step out on your wife. How you going to want to be a cheater and be scared that your husband's going to find out? Let's not act like you're the injured party here. The audacity.
We just got word in real time. Some receipts were sent to us. We did promise the girl that we would give her anonymity. He knows who she is because he blocked her today. Put up the block receipt, Jasmine. That was fast. And, she got her receipts before. I asked her to send a screenshot of the DMs, and she did that. So let me pull up mine. So the voice note, we got him. Give me 1 second. He goes in the next text, like real bad. She says, you can have me. He says, I can't even front no more. She said, I'll let you have me. He said, we'll see. And then she goes, I will. She's from North Carolina, by the way. He goes, you be busy. And then she goes, so you don't want me? And then he goes, I do, absolutely.
Now, I'm not one to spread rumors. Well, actually, that's exactly what we're doing right now. But allegedly, the streets have been talking about Tamar for a minute. Word on the block is that she's allegedly been living her best life, staying active in the social scene, and some folks are even claiming she takes preventative medication for certain situations, if you know what I mean. Again, these are rumors. We don't know if any of this is true, but the streets are loud right now. And whether it's true or not, the narrative is out there and it's spreading faster than wildfire in a dry forest. Chile, the internet is undefeated. Here's where things get real spicy. So the question everybody's asking is, why would Mendes admit to any of this in the first place? Well, allegedly, Funky Dineva has some serious dirt on him. Like, we're not just talking about regular tea. This is allegedly some deep, dark, career-ending type of information.
The next day when I woke up, I had a text message from Tamar at 10 in the morning that said, can you give me Dr. Heavenly phone number? I didn't think anything of it because people ask me for Dr. Heavenly phone number all the time. And it's typically when people have an emergency veneer situation. I did not think anything of it. People ask me for her number all the time. And then the next thing I know, folks is sending me this thing on the internet where the lady said she almost died and she was laying in a pool of blood.
The streets are saying that Funky is basically blackmailing Mendes by threatening to expose whatever he's got. And Mendes just admitted to the affair to avoid something worse coming out. And listen, if you know Mendes' history, this man has been caught up in cheating scandals before. This is not his first rodeo, but apparently this time the stakes are way higher. Now this is where it gets a little murky, and I need you to remember that these are street rumors, pure speculation. But allegedly, some people are hinting that there might be even more serious allegations involving Mendes that haven't come out yet. We don't know what they are. We don't have proof. But the whispers are getting louder. Some folks think Funky Dineva is sitting on information that could completely blow this situation wide open. Again, this is not confirmed, but when there's smoke, there's usually fire. And right now, there's a whole lot of smoke. So let's rewind and talk about why Funky Dineva is even involved in this drama. Allegedly, Funky felt that Tamar publicly embarrassed him and made him look bad in front of his audience. See, there was an incident where Tamar claimed she was attacked, and some fans started speculating that Funky Dineva had something to do with it. He came out quick and said absolutely not. I dropped her off in an Uber and have no idea what happened after that. But Tamar allegedly kept making comments that implied Funky was lying or involved somehow. And that's when he decided, oh, you want to play? Let's play. And that's when he started dropping bombs about Tamar and Mendes. Funky basically said, you tried to make me look crazy? Well, let me show you what crazy really looks like. And honestly, he's been delivering ever since. And here's where Funky really started laying out the receipts. He said part of the problem with this whole thing was that he was never comfortable with the relationship that Tamar and Mendes had in front of him. All of that at the music video shoot in her booty shorts sitting on top of him. Him meeting them up at restaurants every time they met up. Funky was very uncomfortable with it. And if we're going to tell it, let's tell it all. Funky explained why he did not get out the car and go upstairs with Tamar when they got back to her house after the party. Because after her and Mendes got through kissing in the back of that car, he figured they wanted to be up there privately. That is why when they got dropped off at Tamar's house, he did not go upstairs. He got in his car and went home because Tamar was sitting on Mendes' lap in that Uber and they were kissing. Think about that. Funky is saying he witnessed them making out in the backseat of an Uber. And this is after Tamar threw him a birthday party. After they all hung out together. After she acted like everything was normal. And then the next morning, Tamar sent Funky a text message at 10 o'clock asking for Dr. Heavenly's phone number. Now Funky said he didn't think anything of it at first because people ask him for Dr. Heavenly's number all the time. It's typically when people have an emergency veneer situation. He didn't think anything of it. But then the next thing he knows, folks are sending him something on the internet where Tamar is saying she almost died and was laying in a pool of blood. That timing is suspicious. Real suspicious. You're making out with a married man in an Uber one night. The next morning, you're asking for an emergency dentist. And then suddenly you're claiming you almost died. The dots are connecting and the picture they're forming is not good. But wait, there's more. Funky laid out even more specific details about what he witnessed. He said they were at Ruth Chris one night, and Mendes was rubbing in between Tamar's thighs under her dress at the table. And when Mendes got up and went to the bathroom, the conversation afterward was allegedly Tamar saying she can't. He's just her friend. He's just her friend. And Funky asked, isn't he married? And Tamar allegedly responded that he's not married, they're not married, they just do that for the show, they're not married. So according to Funky, Tamar was sitting there telling him that Yandy and Mendes' entire marriage is fake, that it's just for the show, that they're not really together, all while Mendes is allegedly rubbing her thighs at a restaurant table. The level of disrespect to Yandy is astronomical, and it gets even more specific. Funky claims that at that same table at Ruth's Chris, Tamar and Mendes had a whole conversation about him putting out a statement about him and Yandy not being together anymore. Mendes allegedly said he did a version of the letter on ChatGPT, and then Tamar started laughing and told him no. You gotta go back and rewrite it to kind of make it sound like it's you. They were allegedly planning his breakup statement together, using artificial intelligence, while sitting at a restaurant. The audacity is breathtaking. So just when we thought things were calming down, Tamar goes on the morning hustle and reignites everything. She denied the affair again, made some slick comments that implied Funky Dineva was lying, and even threatened legal action. Girl, why would you poke the bear? Allegedly, this interview is what triggered Funky to release even more tea. He allegedly said, oh, you want to threaten me with lawyers? Bet. Let me show you what else I've got. And just like that, more alleged receipts started flying. It's like Tamar keeps trying to defend herself, but every time she opens her mouth, it just makes things worse. At this point, silence might have been the better option, sis. And let's not forget about Yandy in all of this, because according to insiders, she is furious. Think about what she's going through. Her husband allegedly cheated. He admitted it. Then he blamed the other woman for giving him something. The other woman is claiming she doesn't even know him. The internet is making memes. And now there's talk about ChatGPT breakup letters and restaurant thigh rubbing and Uber makeout sessions. Everybody's losing, and the internet is eating it up with a spoon. Now Tamar has allegedly been considering filing a lawsuit, which could take this drama to a whole new level. But here's the thing. If she takes Funky Dineva to court, that means discovery, depositions, and potentially more information coming out than she ever wanted public. Sometimes when you try to legally shut people up, you accidentally open Pandora's box. So if Tamar goes through with legal action, we might end up learning way more than anyone bargained for, because in discovery, Funky would have the legal right to present all his evidence, all his receipts, all his proof. Everything he's been holding back would come out in court documents, public record, forever. And that's assuming he doesn't have even worse information he hasn't shared yet. Remember, there's that theory floating around that Funky is sitting on something big, something that made Mendes admit to the affair just to avoid the real bombshell dropping. If that's true, and if this goes to court, we might finally find out what that information is. Think about the timeline here. Tamar and Mendes allegedly having this whole relationship, Funky witnessing it but minding his business. Tamar allegedly making comments that implicated Funky in her accident. Funky getting fed up and starting to drop receipts. Mendes allegedly admitting to the affair. Then Mendes throwing Tamar under the bus with STI accusations. Tamar going on radio denying everything. The internet pulling up receipts. Funky dropping even more tea, and now potential lawsuits. It's a mess, a complete and total mess. And the worst part? We're probably only seeing the tip of the iceberg. If Funky really does have more information, if there really are worse allegations waiting to come out, this situation could get so much worse before it gets better. And poor Yandy is stuck in the middle of all this. Her marriage is being dissected on the internet. Her husband allegedly admitted to cheating. The other woman is denying everything while receipts say otherwise. And now there's talk about medical conditions and preventative medications and ChatGPT breakup letters. The disrespect. The absolute disrespect. So where does this leave us? Tamar is denying. Mendes allegedly admitted then blamed her. Yandy is furious. Funky is dropping receipts. The internet is watching. And there might be even more tea waiting to spill. One thing is certain. This situation is far from over. Whether it ends in court or just fizzles out, we're going to be talking about this for a long time. Because when you've got cheating allegations, STI accusations, Uber makeout sessions, restaurant thigh rubbing, fake marriage claims, and ChatGPT breakup letters all in one scandal, you've got yourself a situation that the internet will never forget. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I have a feeling we're going to be talking about this for a long time.